Buenos días, buenas tardes, y buenas noches. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. No importa la hora que sea, doesn't make any difference what time it is. Siempre es el momento. It's always time para aprender español, to learn Spanish con Profesor Pablo. All right, this is the second part of our lesson, how to say thanks for something. Our last lesson was thanking someone for an object. Thanks for the money, gracias por el dinero. Thanks for the help, gracias por la ayuda. Thanks for the advice, gracias por el consejo. Ay, thanks for the food, gracias por la comida. But now we want to learn how to say thanks for doing something. Okay, now in English, for you people like grammar, this is called a present participle when the verb ends in the ing form, like running, raining, starting, eating, sleeping, working, helping. That's the ing form of the verb. In English, when we say thanks for helping, in Spanish we have to use the infinitive. Well, what is an infinitive? An infinitive is the unconjugated form of the verb. In Spanish, all verbs end in R. Every single verb. Fumar, comprender, estar, confiar, decir, and so on and so forth. Every verb infinitive ends in R. The infinitive form of the verb is the unconjugated, it's the unchanged form of the verb. If you look up to smoke in the dictionary, it's going to come up with the infinitive, right? Fumar is going to come up with the infinitive. And let's put a little parentheses here to close this off. So we have gracias por plus infinitive. So if I want to say thanks for helping, gracias por ayudar. Ayudar. Knock, knock. Ayudar? That's a joke. Gracias por ayudar. Thanks for helping. No fumar. Fumar is to smoke. Gracias por no fumar. Thanks for not smoke. Gracias por no fumar. Thanks for understanding. Gracias por comprender. So important, people to understand you. Gracias por comprender. Gracias, gracias. Muchas gracias por comprender. Thanks for understanding. No enojarte or no enojarse means thanks for not getting mad. For not getting mad. Enojarte would be to a friend. You'd say, ay, Miguel, gracias por no enojarte. Thanks for not getting mad. But to an usted person, you would say, gracias por no enojarse. You'd use the say and not the te. So to a friend, thanks for not getting mad. Gracias por no enojarte. To an usted person, gracias por no enojarse. Estar aquí, to be here. Gracias por estar aquí. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Gracias por estar aquí. Mamá. Gracias por estar aquí. It's always por. Gracias por. Ser mi amigo or ser mi amiga means to be my friend. Thanks for being my friend. Gracias por ser mi amigo. As you build your vocabulary, not only are we learning how to communicate in Spanish, but we're building our vocabulary base. All the words that we present to you on the whiteboard, we want you to incorporate those into your active vocabulary. So after this lesson, we want you to know, comprender means to understand. Fumar is to smoke. Ayudar is to help. Enojarte or enojarse is to get mad. Estar is to be. Confiar is to trust. Decir is to say. Ser is to be. And llegar is to arrive. Let's practice them. Thanks for helping. Gracias por ayudar. Thanks for not smoking. Gracias por no fumar. Thanks for understanding. Gracias por comprender. Comprehend, right? Notice this word comprender looks like the English comprehend. Words that are spelled about the same in Spanish and English, they call them cognates. C-O-G-N-A-T-E-S. Words that are spelled the same and mean just about the same, right? Those are cognates. Ayudar, fumar, and comprender. Enojarse, to get mad. Estar, to be. Ser is to be. There are two ways of saying to be in Spanish. That's another lesson. Paciencia. We'll get there. Estar and ser are the two verbs we have to say to be. Confiar is to trust. Look at English. Confide, confiar, confide. There are so many similarities between English and Spanish that it will accelerate your learning. Llegar, to arrive, llegar. And decir is to say or to tell. All right, let's go with the third line here. Thanks for being my friend. Gracias por ser mi amigo. Do you remember when we did saying age, how old someone was, or asking someone his or her age? ¿Cuántos años tienes tú? How old are you? ¿Cuántos años tiene Luisa? How old is Luisa? We took the verb tener, that's the infinitive, it ends in R, ER, that's the infinitive, and we ended up with tengo, tienes, tiene, tenemos, and tienen. Those 5 forms, those are what we call conjugations. That's where we take the infinitive and we chop it up. We put it into 5 different spellings, 5 separate spellings, and each spelling will tell us who the subject is. Here, in the infinitive form, you leave the verb alone, untouched, just the way you see it in the dictionary. Let's go down here. Thanks for being on time, arriving on time. Gracias por llegar a tiempo. Thanks for not saying anything. Gracias por no decir nada. Gracias por no decir nada. Thanks for giving me the money. Gracias por darme el dinero. Thanks for teaching me Spanish. Gracias por enseñarme el español. Gracias por enseñarme el español. Thanks for cleaning the house. Gracias por limpiar la casa. Gracias por limpiar la casa. Thanks for studying with me. Gracias por estudiar conmigo. All right? So, when you want to say thanks for doing something, in English it's ing, but in Spanish it's the infinitive, unconjugated form of the verb. Gracias por, it's always por. Thanks for helping. Gracias por ayudar. Thanks for not smoking. Gracias por no fumar. Thanks for understanding. Gracias por comprender. Thanks for not getting mad to a friend. Gracias por no enojarte. To an usted person, gracias por no enojarse. Thanks for being here. Gracias por estar aquí. Gracias por estar aquí. Thanks for being my friend. If you're a guy you're talking to, gracias por ser mi amigo. If you're talking to a girl, gracias por ser mi amiga. Thanks for being my friend. Thanks for trusting in me, confiding in me. Gracias por confiar en mí. Gracias por confiar en mí, with an accent. Thanks for arriving on time. Thanks for being on time. Gracias por llegar a tiempo. Gracias por llegar a tiempo. Thanks for not saying anything. Gracias por no decir nada. Gracias por no decir nada. Let's take a look at our accent mark words. We know lección. We know words that end in N, S, or a vowel are supposed to be stressed on the second vowel back. The I-O, 2 vowels forming 1 sound, that counts as 1 vowel. The stress should be here on the E, and it should be pronounced lección, lección, but it's lección. So we break the rule. We have to put an accent mark where the rule is broken. Any word that ends in N, S, or a vowel, and you're stressing the last vowel, it's going to have an accent mark because it breaks the rule. Let's take a look here. Aquí. Why does aquí have an accent mark? Okay, well, the U and the I are 2 vowels working together to form 1 sound. That's called a diphthong. That counts as 1 vowel. So the UI is considered as 1 vowel, and the A would be the second vowel back. What do we say? Words that end in a vowel, N or S, are supposed to be stressed on the second vowel back from the end of the word. It breaks the rule. It should be aquí, 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 but it's aquí, 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 aquí. Accent mark on the I, because it breaks the rule. Rompe la regla, rompe la regla. Viola, it violates the rule. Viola la regla. What about me? Ay, Chihuahua. Why does me have an accent mark? Well, there are some words that are spelled identically and have different meanings. We already know L with an accent is he or him. L without it is the. So the accent mark on the E of L is to differentiate the from he and him. to differentiate the two words in meaning. How about to? To with an accent mark, we know it's a subject pronoun, just like L with the accent, and it means you, familiar you, friend you. But to without an accent mark is you, means your, like your house, tu casa, tu dinero, tu amigo, your friend. To, when it means your, there's no accent. So the accent mark here in me is because there's another word spelled M-I, but it doesn't mean me. M-I means my without the accent. So we put an accent on the me so that you know, okay, this one means me and the other one means my. There aren't too many words like that, just a few. And we've seen a lot already. We've seen L, and we've seen to, and now we've seen me. So we've taken care of our accent mark words. Okay, so that finishes it up. Esto lo termina todo. Gracias por is thanks for. Whether it's a noun, it's gracias por. Thanks for the advice. Gracias por el consejo. Thanks for helping. Verb. Gracias por ayudar. Practice the lesson and we'll be ready for our next lesson. And remember, as we do our lessons, every lesson is built on something prior, and we always go back at one point or another and return to everything that we studied before. So repetition is the mother of learning. In Spanish they say, la repetición es la madre de la enseñanza. Repetition is the mother of learning. Muscle memory, you go over it, over it, over it. That's why now you know it's drilled into you. Gracias por. Oh my gosh. I remember I'd get students in third year and fourth year Spanish, and they come in and say, gracias para la ayuda. And I would just like, oh, I'd be like the witch. I'm melting in the Wizard of Oz. Come on. Gracias por. Por means like there's an exchange. I'm giving you thanks, and I'm getting the help. Thanks to the money, okay? You get the thanks, and I get the money. So por, if you understand, as we understand it better, it's like there's an exchange in there. Gracias por. Okay? So, we're learning structure, we're learning communication, we're learning vocabulary, and we're learning what 99 out of 100 people or more never learn, how to put the accent marks. If you want to be a professional, if you want to write, you got to learn how to do your accent marks. And it is a piece of cake. I'm telling you, wait till we get a lesson. We haven't even taught it yet. I mean, you're learning the key points right now. Okay, no quiero hablar más. I don't want to talk anymore. Gracias por escuchar. Thanks for listening. Gracias por escuchar. Hasta la próxima lección. We know hasta mañana is see you tomorrow. Hasta luego is later, see you later. And we know hasta pronto is see you soon. From a prior lesson, right? Now I'm saying hasta la próxima lección. Until the next lesson. Hasta la próxima lección. Okay, gracias. Hasta pronto.